Hi guys, this is Bhaskar Berry. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video, we are going to talk about SQL operators. So the SQL operator, generally when you go the SQL statement, they contain some reserved words or characters that can be used to perform some operations. So such as like comparison operators, logical operators, arithmetic operators. These all are reserved keywords they would be using it. Okay, so let's see one by one with three examples. So first, let's talk about the comparison operators. We have few comparison operators as I shown here. Equals, not equal, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So let's see about how this comparison operators works practically. I have already installed the Adventure Work database, so I'm not going to create new database here. I'm just going to use some tables from the existing database. Uh, let's query about the person. Let's start from. Okay, execute it. So I see there are a lot of records are there here. Um, let's say first I want the equal or comparison operators with the equal sign. Okay. So this will be mainly used in the condition classes, like select star from person where I want to filter it out with the equals, right? So let's say I want to filter it out with the last name, Glavin. Okay. So you can see that there are two Glavins in that person database. So this is a equal operator. The next one is not equal to. So if we assume this same thing to not equal to, so there'll be apart from Glavin, all others will be them. So the 13th business entity ID and 227 one should not be retrieved. So you can see that the 13th one is been removed. Um, okay. So other one is less than. Okay. So let's take a different column name now for this. Let's say the business entity ID is less than. You can say as 15. So I should get only 14 records here now. See, because I've taken the less than 15 here. So this is how less than operator works. The next is greater than. I would say greater than. Let's check the count of that first. So I have totally 19,972. So we'll select greater than 19,950. So you can start, it starts from 951 and goes up to the end. Okay. So this is less than, greater than. Next one is less than or equal. Less than or equal. Earlier we used to get only 14 records, now we'll get 15 records here. Sorry, less than or equal to. It's not equal to less than. So if you observe the difference between the less than and less than equal or equal, we get the 15th record. For less than 15, only 14 records will be there. Okay. So similarly to this, greater than, equal to, or greater than will be there. So here it starts from the 551, 19951, but here it starts from the 19950th record because we are assigning it to equals as well. Okay. So these are the some of the comparison operators. So next, let's talk about the logical operators. Operator, the first one is AND operator. It is true if all the conditions in the are met, either of the conditions. For example, if you take the again, let me take the select person table itself for this also. Select star from person where where business entity ID is greater than 100 and last name is equal to, we'll take wood. Here, these both the conditions should match. It should be business ID should be greater than 100 and the last name should be wood. Okay. If any of the condition doesn't match, it won't be true. The records we see. So if you observe here, the 3953 is greater than 100 and the last name is also wood. Suppose if you say this less than 100, we get only one record here. Okay. Since in less than 100, only one record is matching here, and his name is last name is wood. Okay. That is the AND conditions. But whereas in the OR conditions, if any of this one is true, it will be displayed here. For example, I would say like business ID is 100 and last name should be wood. So if I run this query, I won't get any records. But when I use the OR condition here, if either of these condition matches, either business entity should ID should be 100 or last name should be wood. If any of this condition matches, we get the data here. See, we got all the data for the wood as well as 100. So we got these both records here because the 18th record was matching with the last name as a wood, but the 100th record was matching with the business entity ID 100. So either of the condition matches and all the data retrieved when those both the condition matches for the OR condition. The next is between. It gets it in the range of the values will be where we'll be able to select a particular range here. For example, I want the business entity IDs from between 20. Okay, there's no parenthesis for that. Sorry. So now you can see this those ranges has been selected from only 20 to 25th business entity IDs. Okay. So the next one was in. Here you can provide the multiple values here. Business entity ID in. Open the parenthesis, remove the and give the comma separated values. Okay. So it selects only these records, 20th record, 25th record, 26th and 100th business entity ID values. So you can observe this. So that's the reason we use for in here. Apart from in, we also have exist. Exist generally we use it in the subqueries. So I'll explain when we are using the subquery as a separate topic. So I'll come back to this exist. And not displays the conditions which is not true here. So suppose if you want to display other than this, not in. So if we say that the first, second records and 20th, 25th, 26th records will be escaped from the select statement, from the selecting of those records. The result sets one contains these business entity IDs. Okay, that's used for not. Is null. Used to compare the values with the null values. So basically, if you have the null values in this, it's used to check for those things. So let's select a person where the title is null. Title. Okay, see. You get all the titles wherever it is null, it will get that. And if you want to change null, and the middle name is also null. So we have these condition both null checks for the title and middle name. So this is how it is. So you can say that if it is not null, is not null also it can be provided. So the middle name won't be null here now. Okay. So that's about not null, is null and null. And the like is used to compare the values, similar values, which is using the wildcat operators, probably stars or real expressions we can provide there. Um, Basically, the person where the first name, like that should be probably percentage starts with let's say cap K. S- Sorry, it contains K here. Okay, or it starts with K. You can see here Ken, Kevin, Kim, Kendall. Okay. The other one was the name should contains K basically. If we do this, say Jack, Eric, Derek, Frank. Okay, it contains all the letters contains name. So even we can increase the characters also. Suppose if you want first two letters should be KE, so you get all. Can even add more characters if you want to filter out more records based on the wildcat characters. Okay, so this is how you get it. So those are about logical operators. So next comes the arithmetic operators. So for that, let me take the simple variables. Arithmetic operators. So we have uh, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. These are basic things which we will be using while calculating sum up or subtracting. So let's just small example. Let me give you that. Select 10 plus 20. Okay, this is for addition. Similar thing if you do 30 minus 20, select. So the next one was addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulo. 10 modulus 20. Let's see what happens the result here. See, the first column is addition 30. So we can give the alias names as well here. Okay. So let me change some values here. So addition 10 plus 20 is 30, subtraction 30 minus 20 is 10, division 15 by 20 is less than that, so it's rounded off to 0. If I give it maybe 35, you should find some values here. So you should see 1 because, okay, you find here. And modulos, it's rounded off to 10 here. So these are the basic arithmetic operators. And the last operators is like bitwise operators, but we rarely use in the real time these operators. But in some of the interviews, they might be asking just to for the sake of rejecting purpose. So it's better to know that even in SQL we have the bitwise operators. So for example, I've just created a bitwise table here and loaded the few data. Let me select the table and show you. Select star from. Bitwise. So it contains two records, A and B, 170 and 75. So if we do the operations on the bitwise and bitwise or, and this is should be bitwise exclusive or. Let's see what values we get here. So we get say 235 and this is 225. The thing is here these are the bit values for 170 and 75. So this is the operations it does on the bits level. Okay, so this is how the result comes up. But we do not want to think more about this, but rarely they'll be asking that. But it's better to know that we have these operators as well in SQL. Okay. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel.